Okay, today we're going to be factorising with a common factor. Factorising is the reverse process of expanding. So you should already have done some work on expanding brackets. Factorising is putting the brackets back in. It's the opposite process. Sometimes you want an algebraic expression to be factorised, sometimes expanded. As time goes on, you'll learn which format you want for each question, but it's a skill you have to do. And we're going to factorise today by finding a common factor. These are algebraic terms, so the common factor might be a number, it might be a letter, or it might be a term that involves a number and a letter. So I've got 5 examples that cover most cases. So I'm going to start off with 4x plus 12. The common factor of both terms, 4x and 12, is 4. So we write that first, and that goes outside the brackets. And what we do then is we divide both terms by 4. Or another way of thinking about it is saying, what would I have to multiply 4 by to get back to these two terms here? So it would have to be x, because 4x is 4x. And here we'd have to have plus 3, because 4 times 3 is 12. And you can check it's correct by expanding it. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is 12. So if you've got the expansion skill, you can check these answers fairly simply. The second one, the number parts don't have a common factor. There's no number that goes into 7 and 3, only 1. So this time the common factor is a, because they are both divisible by a. So that a goes outside the brackets, divide 7a by a, we get 7. Divide 3a squared by a, and we're left with 3a. And a quick check, if we to expand this, a times 7 is 7a, and a times 3a is 3a squared. If there's more than 2 terms in your expression, then you must find a common factor for all 3. The common factor for all 3 here would be 3, the number part, but also b, so it's 3b. You're always looking for the highest common factor. That's really important to factorise fully. So 3b, so I'm dividing all these terms by 3b. So I'm going to be left with 4. Divide this, be careful with the signs, that's going to be negative b. And this is going to be plus 3b squared. Once again, you can check by expanding. 3b times 4 is 12b. 3b times negative b, 3b squared. And 3b times 3b squared will be 3b cubed. This one you just got to be really careful. There's no number part, but the common factor here is going to be ab. So you're going to be left with 3a, because 3a times ab would give you 3a squared b. The a part will be squared, and the second term here would be 4b, because 4b multiplied by 4a will give you 4ab squared. Got to be really careful with this type. Always worth expanding to check. Final one here I've chosen on purpose, because the highest common factor here, the number part will be 6 and the letter part would be 1. So actually the highest common factor is one of the terms. When this happens, you can't just ignore it. You put a 1 there, because 6x times 1 would take you back to 6x, not a 0, it's a 1. And then 24x squared divided by 6x will be 4x. Once again, you could check that by expanding.